What up, guys? Back with a quick update. So where I'm at now is I have actually recently swapped out my V6 radiator for a Mach 1 4-valve radiator, all aluminum that I have, because I do have a Mach 1. So on top of that, I've swapped in the GT overflow and all that needs to connect that. But that actually gave me the ability to put cold air intakes on both of my turbos. So it scooted the radiator about, an inch and a half this way, and I was able to just take a nub out of right here and this little corner out of right here, relocate the grounds, and then I'm able to get the cold air intakes through there. So that is where I'm at with that. As you guys already know, I got a water cooled intake. They go down to collectors that I have right here. So you're gonna have one coming up from the reservoir to my pump that I have right here, in through it, and then out to a pump that sends it back. I also have a pump in the back that sends it from the pump to this pump right here. And what I'm doing currently is I'm using a Volvo relay, the same way I did my fan to set up standalone temperature switching for the fan. I'm doing the same thing for the water cooled intake. So what we're going to have is we're going to have the temperature sensor that's right there reading my coolant right underneath my intake, and then when that hits 190, that is going to turn on my water cooled intake, and then at 195 my thermostat's going to open, allowing water to flow through the engine and the turbos, and then at 196 the fan kicks on. So I should always have this on once everything's hot. And then the heat exchanger I'm working on right now, but basically that's going to be off a switch and at 220 from right here, so that once my coolant hits 220, it's just gonna take the heat soak, pull the heat soak with ambient water if I'm not running ice, because this is a street car, so it's just designed to be streetable. So with that, I don't know if I've showed you guys that I'm currently working with a 24-inch right before the intake manifold to get a really good MAF rating. I'm going to have the MAF right here with a relocated intake air temperature sensor that actually goes to inside my box. So my air intake will be read after my intercooler, but the rest of the MAF is going to be right here. I actually already made the MAF splice wire, so this is ready to go. Literally, that's just got the intake air temperature wires taken off of it at the connector, which are brought to after my intake to read in my MAF my post intercooled air. So now I showed you guys the cool part. These cold air intakes I actually have lined up perfect, so we're gonna get a nice little filter in there on both sides. So of course done here now, we got, these are custom trans lines thanks to Ethan. What's up, dog? Awesome dude. Coming up to my cooler that will be here, that's my intercooler. Of course we got from the turbo 2-inch lines coming out that are gonna get into this 2 1/4 and then into 2 1/2, so it goes 2 1/4 to shoot the top of the bumper, and then it's gonna come back out at 3, so they're both gonna go 2-inch, 2 1/4, 2 1/2 after the split. Identical from the turbo. So that's the turbo to intercooler. And then I'm able to do that by taking a notch I notched out of the bumper. I can't really see it. to fit that in there. But then of course that's gonna lace the top through the top, come out the bottom into that. And the only reason why I'm able to run that like that, even though that's not very efficient, is because I got a 4,000 CFM fan and I'm sealing up all of this. I'm sealing up all this gap, so when it's done, it's actually gonna suck right through this. So it really won't even matter in the end, because there's gonna be so much air pulling through it that it doesn't matter where it's coming from, it's gonna come through there. As well as I still gotta fit a water heat exchanger for the intake right here. And then of course the transmission cooler from right here. After that, this is that new switch with the GT overflow. So what you got going on there is that switch is telling my fan when to turn on, and at the same time also being to the overflow of my GT overflow. So that's how I'm able to set that up. It's been awesome showing you guys what's going on. Talk soon.